Hey there, folks. Welcome to some historic Brawl. We've got Emmara, Soul of the Accord, 2-mana 2/2. When you tap it, it makes a 1/1 soldier with lifelink. So we're doing some tapping shenanigans. Gameplay coming up right now. Deck tech at the end of the video. Okay, we're on the draw. We're against Sithis Harvest Hand, which I'm going to assume is just a miserable pile of removal and O-rings. Prove me wrong, is all I can say there. Johnny's Welcome is part of the most miserable deck on the planet, Life Gain. Opponents with the Sithis. And, I mean, we can battle for Bredegard or Emmara. Let's get the Emmara and then the battle for Bredegard going. We can also Toski soon, very soon. Our opponent, Hydrogross Sithis. Something you can do. Okay, well, that makes Toski a little less valuable. Well, that's poop. That is poop. Anyway, whatever, Toski. It's not nice, opponent. It's very normal. It's a very normal card. There's nothing that's crazy has happened yet. Yeah, okay, whatever. As I said, it's a miserable pile. It's about time you let me through. Okay, well, that's pretty good, actually. You know what? Let's do the Emmara's Call untapped and attack with the Llanowar Elves. That'd probably be a better plan. And Toski still functions, so, whatever. Okay, that thing gets larger. Parallel Lives makes nothing happen so far, but I'm a little worried that we'll have to... Well, I think we just have to close this game, like, ridiculously fast. No blocks, so we're going to jam down probably a Johnny or something like that. Or we can return to the Wildspeaker. How much will that do? Or we can do a Shalai Pump. That's always possible. Let's do Trustani. That's the easiest. It adds to the board while still pumping the team. And also draws 4 cards. I think we'll figure it out from here. Okay, discard 2 cards. One of them will be this land. The other one will be... I don't think we're getting to Bredegard now. Call me crazy. I don't think we're getting to Bredegard. A little too slow. I think we're at Return of the Wildspeaker point now. Barring a rather obvious potential... oh, wait, they can't... oh, I was going to say, barring Sell the Wreckage, but we have Shalai in play, so it really doesn't matter anyway. So, anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is the mana that we have. And we're just going to Return to the Wildspeaker. Have a nice day. They have nothing they can do about it right now, so just die. Just die? Die, please? Was it please? Was please the word you were looking for here? There we go. Okay, we are on the play versus Sean Connery, who, you know, he's had better days. I'm not sure which part is Sean Connery, the frog or the hand, but, you know. Anyways, we have Esper Sentinel start, which is real good. That's a real good start. We want that one. Okay, our opponent's done their mulligans. Let's get the Sentinel down and go. I don't know how busted they intend their hand to be, but, you know, we'll figure it out. So, anyway. Bring this down. I'm just going to set a stop at their end step. Because we intend on making a token anyway. Legion Caryatid. Yep. Okay. Now, with that, we, turn 3, a Johnny. Not bad. I'll take it. With a team. Here's a team. Also, here's 2. Some solid work right there. That's fine by me, opponent. Let's Tome of Legends because it's still a legend and we'll still get the benefit. Okay, and counter on everything. Everything has vigilance. Next. So that doesn't phase us any. Let's see what we can find. Tolsimir's not bad. Let's add this to the table. Okay. Opponent's not too happy about our ridiculous board state. Yeah, that's what your Esper Sentinel does. Alright, we're in on the play versus one of mine. Gonti, Lord of Luxury. Enjoy that guy. Alright, well, I just got comboed out by the first sliver into Tybalt's Trickery. You're not getting that video simply because it breaks the spirit of the format in so many ways. No way. You are never getting that video deleted and burned on my hard drive. Anyway, Legion's Landing. Just had to say how gross that was. It's like, you know, you're playing a singleton format and you just suddenly do this combo that totally ignores that. Like, that's the kind of thing that it's going to get, you know, yeah, that's the kind of shit that gets banned. The Tybalt's Trickery needs to go now. That is completely against the spirit of the format, no matter what. I'm kind of pissed. Anyway. Combat. Are you just allergic to critters? Here's the critter. I mean, I'm just gone, Micaeus for 2. That's fine. So that's an extra creature for the spot removal that they are... I'm not sure what they're doing. I think they're playing the same idea as me with it, potentially. Anyway, combat. Everyone in the pool. As of right now, we don't have to do anything. If they're going to hold up something weird every turn, we'll just make a token. We can hold our card advantage all week. Gonti exists. Gonti's going to find nothing valuable on our side. Well, I'm sure they'll find something valuable. Yep. Oh. Token. Everyone in the pool. All right. Wildspeaker. Dead. Easy peasy. Okay, we're in and on the draw versus elves. And, this is the most consistent deck on the face of the planet, and I don't know why. Oh, sorry. Barring Yorion. This hand is garbage. Throw it back. The hand is less garbage, but still garbage. I have mana. Some mana. There's the rest of the mana. Yeah, Blossoming Sands. We'll get the Llanowar Elves eventually. Our opponent doing nothing currently. I'm tempted to just Llanowar Elves right now. Let's just go Llanowar Elves. Speed this up. Let's make sure we have mana to play. We don't have to play Emmara on 2 every game. That is card. It does things. We have a Taxidermist. I suppose. Yeah, we'll play the Taxidermist and Emmara. That'll do. So now we have a chunk of mana. We have Tolsimir available. Canopy Tactician, certainly a card that I'm going to be targeting very quickly now. Okay, so how am I going to set this up? This is going to be... Yeah, I don't have enough for that. But it is a high priority target. So if I had the option to do it... You know what? Send in Emmara. Tradesies. Let's do this. Okay, so we're one off Conclave Tribunal to fight off the Visionary as well. This is a irrelevant one. Our opponent feeds the swarms Tolsimir. Tolsimir's already done their job. Thank you. Great Henge. Conclave Tribunal. Token. And we're going to just take out Llanowar Visionary. Okay. That's feeling a little bit more fun. Broken Wings, getting back their Llanowar Visionary. Okay. That's not good, game. You really kind of got to give me something other than that. Alright, well, let's see if they can fight off this. We're going to just make another 2-2. Like, pass the turn, I guess, because we drew more lands. Literally, we have one white source and all forests. Really? Have you considered playing this legend over here that might be part of your deck? Yasharn was helpful. Okay, search first, and then we'll get the draw. So just grab 2 lands. Gives us our white sources. Turntimber Symbiosis. Can I cast it? I absolutely can. Jesus, 6/7? Hold on. Nice old knob mode! Oh! Binding the old gods. I mean, when you're relying on cheap shots at that point, opponent. Obviously, I would have liked a little bit more mana. Mm-hmm. Okay, we can do that. We have the Great Henge still in play, so we have another strategy here. Never mind, we don't have any fucking strategies whatsoever. Oh, why? All right, everything that trades in the pool. Good old hexproof for your stupid nonsense. Also, if they ever do an alpha. Haha, I got you, here's an alpha. No. Yeah, we got Teferi's Protection. Elvish Moormaster is a good proactive play, at least. Poison Tip Archer is a proactive play. Yeah. Let's say no. I'm taking the gambit that I actually drew something valuable. I did. Whew. All right. Appeal. Something without summoning sickness, of course. How about this life linker? Authority. War Master. Poison Tip Archer. Everything has Death Touch, including the 13. Well, never mind. It doesn't tap. Whatever. It has Trample at least. Okay, that's not how this works, opponent. That's Trample. Appeal to Authority was the card we were looking for this whole time. Thank goodness for that. Yeah, I didn't want to give Old Gnawbone that treasure. No way. That was just like, you know what? That could be a bad idea. Let's not do that. Okay, we're in on the draw versus Muldrotha of the Gravetide. Very graveyard heavy deck, as you would assume. So that exists. Maybe our opponent will actually use their commander. We haven't had a lot of that. Trust me. All right. Llanowar Elves as the start. Allosaurus Shepherd's pretty good against blue mana. Opponent Reliquary Tower, Burglar Rat. That's not cool, brah. Not cool. Battle for Bredeguard would be the card I would remove. Yes? No? Appeal to Authority. Appeal to Authority is the right card for that. Alright. Emmara. And Allosaurus Shepherd. Why not? Okay, our opponent says go. Champion of Lamphold. Was it when this one attacks? Power less than Champion of Lamphold's power can't block creatures control. Okay, so that's just straight up we swing. I couldn't remember. It is a trap, obviously, in the sense that they can kill it and then snipe. But, you know, here we are. We don't have anything to protect our stuff, so we are in a bit of trouble there. Path of Discovery. Again, I don't feel like I really want to... Stop tempting me, Satan. I don't want to overextend. I don't want to overextend. Send. Token. Can't block. If they rat this turn, Battle for Bredeguard untaps with a creature. I'll take that. Also, there was that, but hey. Decisions. Pelucranos is not a threat, as we can probably kill them next turn. No. So now it's a 4/4/5/5, and then we just jam down a Tristani. Also, Champion of Landhold is freaking nuts. Champion of Landhold is freaking nuts. Okay, we're in on the play versus Caliphate, Beloved of the Sea, which has power equal to Devotion of Blue, and that little kind of Ward 1 almost sort of thing, or, you know, whatever. So, pretty cool commander that way, so we'll be facing off against a blue deck that's a little bit more to the table. We don't have mana. Well, we have mana. Keep this, I guess. Tree line, go. Scattered Groves may be a cycle, we'll see. So we'll be turn to Emmara, and then turn 3 Tome of Legends into maybe a card draw off the Emmara attack. Our opponent plays a dungeon card, I guess, whatever. Send. Whatever it does. Sure. Opponent says, cool. Alright, we draw a card out of it. It's free for us. They get a dungeon delve. We get an actual thieving magpie effect. As foretold, now that's where we start getting into some nonsense. Okay. Yeah, okay, whatever it does. What are we looking into? Tokens, sure. Unbreakable formation's not really the greatest in this particular game, but you know, whatever. Allosaurus Shepherd is a card. Shalai Voice of Plenty will deal with a couple things. Let's play Shalai. So Shalai makes their targeting, their balance, all that nonsense just much more difficult to navigate with, so we're going to do that. But it also means they have free counter spells by tapping out. Ascendant Spirit is a good use of As Foretold. Sereth the Viper's Fang is actually the perfect thing to make sure that we nail this right. We need Allosaurus Shepherd down as well to deal with the counter spells. Just shut that all down. Create the treasure token, sure. So this is against River's Rebuke. Gonna play Caliphate? Yeah. Alright, Caliphate's in play. Alright, so Hexproof can't be countered. Good place to be. And I'm gonna just draw and see if I can find something helpful to play this turn. Namely a forest. Forest is exactly what I'm talking about here. No, of course not. Alright, well, it turns out we're playing that land anyway. Send in Shalai. Ascendant Spear can't do anything right now. Oh, let's see. Sure. You could have waited a turn, but sure. Because it's free in a turn. Okay, it said Scry 2. I forgot how many Scries was on that thing. It's like, is this Scry 1? No, it's not. What am I doing? Anyway. Thieving Otter is another magpie. Okay. This thing can keep swinging. Target creature gets -4/-0 till next turn. Shalai, that is. Okay, cool. And then we'll just play Sereth uncountered. And now everything has hexproof. Okay, so that said, let's send in a couple lifelinkers. Sereth says tapped creatures have death touch. Bye! All right. This guy's still going. I never intended for all this hexproof, but it just happened to work out. Sure, dry card. You finally got there. You did a magpie. Solemn Simulacrum? Yep. Do we want a Huatli or a Johnny or... Let's Huatli then a Johnny. You can't counter either one, so, you know, we're fine. It also drops the hexproof on Shalai. It does tap Emmara and gets a token. March! Well, March of the Multitudes. Upkeep, return another enchantment you control to its owner's hand. Well, that would have to... Oh, it's Omen of the Sea. It's Omen of the Sea. Oh, that's not bad. That guy's still swinging in. Champion. So this is all green spells, right? Yes, good. I don't even know if there's a value behind this. Scry one, sure. I've never dealt with the mechanic. I just know that I don't want to have anything to do with it. It just seems like garbage. 7? 7. So Shalai is exposed for a half a second here. March of the Multitudes can't be countered. They cannot counter this. Okay. I mean, they can return it to hand. Okay. Now, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana. I think now we're in Huatli territory. Let's go, Huatli. Tempting. I don't think we have a trample, do we? We don't have a trample yet. Tick up. Let's just make this a threat for them. So 16 loyalty on that. Unbreakable formation is available, and I think that we're good. There's nothing I really want to mess around with here, so yeah, we're fine. Sure. Just hold up Unbreakable formation. We have that luxury right now. Return to the Wildspeaker uncountered is a thing, but I want to kind of have vigilance with the Johnny, so everything's hexproof and return to the Wildspeaker. Okay, they're returning as foretold? Why not Omen of the Sea? Don't get me wrong, I'm completely happy that as foretold is now gone. It's just one less thing to worry about. Rune of Flight. Sure. That exists. As foretold, once again. So they're attempting to take out Huatli right now, and we're going to stop that. We're going to open with Unbreakable formation, unless they're going to face, in which case I really don't care much. Yeah. I do have to concern myself with the fact that there might be some issues coming up here. But we have life linkers. We have a lot of life linkers. And they're coming. Alright, so. Emblem. Linkmoth. That's a flyer. A Johnny. Can't be countered. Counter. Combat. 8 counters. All vigilant. And all relative power toughness. Additionally, I've noticed that they're probably learning that they need to fix their mana base because Ascendant Spirit hasn't done anything. Because those are actual islands. So this is how we combat the damage that Caliphate is currently doing. I believe the only thing that's really saving them is Whelming Wave. Follow the Imposter. I might as well just push it. No, Unbreakable. Keep Unbreakable up at least. Follow the Imposter I was considering for removal, but it's not really that important. Alright, that goes away. Then as we're told, or as Kanta, they do a thing with. But I'm supposed... No, as Kanta's not there yet. We have an untap effect, but we don't have a tap effect. Wanted that in for a little bit of bonus there. Like, I put it in here for the untap effect, a little bit of flexibility on that. That is City Specing because of Archeruska. Okay, Passwall Adept is... Target creature can't be blocked this turn is what they're going with. That's not enough of a clock, though. You're just going to die. Look at the table. You're taking out a Johnny? Is this even worth your time? I think they're just straight up dead anyway. Yeah, they're dead. They're very dead. All right, so you saw a couple cards that might be a little different. I made about 1 or 2 small changes as we were going through. Just a couple things that I wasn't perfectly happy with. Minor tweaks. So, some things you may not see in the list that you may go, hey, wait a second, that was there. Yeah, that tuning, dude. Tuning. Okay, so where are we going with this? So obviously tap shenanigans, so keep that in mind. Dauntless Bodyguard, protect Emmara. That's obviously a thing. Esper Sentinel versus the decks that are a little more spell-based. Obviously, it's good. It's a good solid 1-drop. Hopeful Initiate, just to we bounce some counters around. So disenchant form basically. Legion's Landing, obviously with a bunch of tokens. This is valid. Ranger's Hawk is just a reason to tap Emmara. Also being a 1/1 flyer to kind of get in early. Source Shepherd for the control matchups, and I have never activated this ability, but I'm sure that it might trigger Emmara someday. And a counter. Ascendant Pack Leader, just, it's one of those things that can grow with some of the upper end later. It's just, it's the Vandalines. Esper Sentinel, the trigger for Emmara so that we can use it for mana every single turn. And as a mana dork, Emmara is insane, obviously. Llanowar Elves for the mana, Oviya Pashiri for making XX constructs more specifically in this particular case. So, I mean, it does suit the need of Emmara. Like, if you do this turn 1, Emmara turn 2, and they go, boom, down goes your Emmara, you can still, tap this down to get some stuff while you get things going. And force them to deal with a 1-drop with their good removal sort of thing is where I'm going with that. But otherwise, XXs are pretty nice. Saruli Caretaker, another mana dork that makes Emmara a mana dork. Swarm Shambler for anti-targeting. Tenacious Pup for a little bit of buff. Obviously, it's a nombo with Emmara's tap ability, but it makes her pretty beefy either way. So a nice solid, hey, you thought this was a 2/2, now it's just a beatdown. We are a beatdown deck. We are trying to drop the opponent to 0. So this takes priority over Emmara's tap ability, kind of. Anyway, Mikaeus is meant to pump the team. Buzzry Solidarity just counters everywhere. Antique Collector is meant to just be that card advantage, later, and shuffling our good cards back in. Heroic Intervention to save our permanents. Taxidermist is a mana dork that can grow later in the game. Scavenging Ooze to deal with graveyard decks. Conclave Mentor for some of the counters. There's not many, but they're there. Join the dance for some tokens straight up. I figured I wanted at least one of these effects in here, and this one seems like it's more of the bang for the buck. With the Vajani for obviously the counters everywhere, much like Buzzry Solidarity, but we do have Planeswalkers, and this mana dorks our way to them. Rite of Harmony, just, it's not always a great card, and it's the only kind of support card I have in here for said reason. It's not always good, but when it's good, it's great. So it's one of those conditional cards. So one of great in that effect of card draw. Shauna Sasay's Legacy is, so large, but also can't be a target of abilities your opponent controls. Spells, yes. Abilities, no. So something like, let's go, Conclave Tribunal can't target because it's an ability. Stuff like that. So keep that in mind. Tome of Legends for the card draw for Emmara. We don't need mana rocks, obviously. Our mana is at the 1 slot, so just a couple mana dorks that synergize, but after all that, we don't really need it. Appeal to Authority is the finisher in the deck. Give your creature +X/+X, and then tap down your stuff. +X/+X number of creatures to control, so pretty large hit. Reidane, God of the Worthy is meant to slow down those wraths. And the Protector Shield, conditional, you never know. Opponent plays a deck like ours, then we'll want the Protector Shield down so that we can kind of win combats. Teferi's Protection, because peace, I'm out. Your shenanigans, I want nothing to do with. Unbreakable Formation, kind of same idea. Just slap your hand, no, bad, no. And then Pashiri Ket for a little bit of early game. Since games are mana rock, I'll do the thing. Pashiri Ket can often just ultimate in most games. And then you just have this engine for the rest of the game. So keep in mind this ultimate is very real in this format. Anyway, Pride Sovereign just has a little bit of extra tokens. Nothing really there for synergy. Just, you know, it's an engine on its own, so it was a valid card. Champion of Lamphold. Obviously, if you can keep this on the table, it's insane because it means all your creatures are unblockable, and we have a lot of them that need to be unblocked. So, pretty solid. And we also make a lot of them, so this gets pretty freaking large. Prowling Serpentard for the counter decks, but also a reasonable body. Battle for Bredegard is kind of doubling our tokens, sort of. It's extra stuff. It works better than History of Benalia in this deck in that kind of sense. It synergizes a little better, so that's where we're at with that. Follow the Imposter is kind of, we're here for the chapter 3, but the 1 and 2 is acceptable. If we're on the table. It's a questionable card. It's one of those, it's sometimes good sort of thing. Anyway, Ironroot Warlord is it's a wall. It's a gigantic freaking wall, but when you get enough creatures, it is a big beating wall. So, good solid one. Knight of Autumn, obviously, great utility card. And take it. Ledev Champion is another card that taps down Emmara Saruli Caretaker, and so you can get that effect where you tap down Emmara with this during each combat, especially when the opponent is clogging up the board. You can certainly send in a very large creature. It's very similar to Ironroot Warlord, just plays different. Anyways, to Tauren's Fist of the Angels, whenever you cast creature spell, create a human token with training, and it has training itself. Not really relevant. It's just the fact that it goes wide as usual. March of the Multitudes is kind of one of those cards that you put in this deck anyway. Bozri's Lieutenant is that put some counters around sort of thing and just kind of help out. It's more than one body at once, and it's fine. It's fine. Conclave Tribunal, knock out just some removal. Veladar Retreat, more go wide and more pump the team. Shalai, protect the team, more pump the team. We're all on point. Toski, very good when you've got a bunch of tokens. You're just like yeeting all the tokens. Who cares, right? Like I'm winning this combat whether you take half my board or not. Like so that's where Toski's at. Sereth is a interesting one that makes all your tokens death touch, but protects everything you leave back. And it's pretty sweet. Solid piece in the deck. Very solid. Johnny the Great-Hearted, it's non-bow in the sense that it makes Emmara have vigilance, but man, does it pump the team. Like, this just finishes the game. You don't care about it making tokens when the opponent's dead. Pretty solid card. Huatli goes in the deck with a lot of creatures, people attacking, maybe they have the flyer that we don't, and they just keep swinging at Huatli, trying to keep it from ultimating. Fine, you do that all day, I'll just keep developing my board then. You attack that and protect my life total. So Huatli is gain 9 million life is what her stats are, but otherwise, if you get the emblem, then you are drawing your entire deck. Yasharn is meant to kind of slow down some of the sacrifice if it might occur, but otherwise just be that card that fetches some lands. Venerated Loxodon. Convoke is obviously a thing for this deck. There's not a lot of Convoke because there's not a lot of good Convoke right now. We kind of need like some masters to give us some Convoke cards. A little overdue, I think. But anyways, yeah, Perfect card for that, where we just bump up the team, make it super, super large. Return of the Wildspeaker is a basic overrun finisher and pretty solid at that. Most of our creatures are non-human. So elf, as Emmara would be, but she also makes soldier creature tokens. That's it. They're just soldiers. So by majority, I lost my place. By majority, yeah, we have non-humans in the deck. Majority. Biogenic Ooze is just another creature spitter. So here you go. Here's a thing. He keeps growing every turn and keeps making more stuff. Why not, right? It's a 5-minute windmill slam. Deal with it. Nissa, who shakes the world, very similar situation where she just windmill slam, deal with it sort of thing. Also just amps up your mana like crazy. Tristani is meant for those decks that are getting a little cute with the control, and I play control magic. Basically, Agent of Treachery was banned, and I want to remind people why. And so we're going to put this in here. Although, you know, it's depreciated without Agent of Treachery, I still want none of those shenanigans, so I'm keeping my stuff. Thanks. Maja is just a lord that spits out stuff on landfall. Perfect. That's all I need. Tolsimir is a fight. Perfectly good there. Interesting stuff with the Battle for Bredegard. You can copy the token, but the token's also legendary, so you run into weird stuff, but you get an extra fight out of that. Neat little synergy there. Mary's Call is part of the mana base, but hey, more tokens, more stuff, more fun. Turntimber Symbiosis, obviously very good land in its own right there. And the Great Henge, although it's a little hard to play in this deck because everything's small, is obviously very valuable because it's just more card advantage. After that, we have lands, but lands that might do stuff. Blinkmock Nexus as an extra little thing that we have. We can add counters to it. You know, activate it, put counter on it, whatever we're doing with it. And Guildmage's Forum to make some of our gold creatures here a little larger. So that's our brown lands, and that's kind of where we're at with that. Anyways, with that, hope you guys enjoyed. I can't think of every card that could belong in this. I'm sure there's more, but hey, this is where I was at with it. I'm pretty happy with it, had fun with it. And yeah, it's light on removal because you're intended to kill your opponent. So keep that in mind. Anyway, with that, hope you enjoyed. Take care. Bye-bye.